ungrateful.
Yeah, but
You don't know what you're talking about.
maybe, but
Listen to what we say to you.
I do, and...
And stop complaining.
Whoa, hold up. Complaining? Who said I'm complaining? How about questioning, or learning, or challenging? Or did you forget that you're the ones who told us that we're inheriting this world? Shouldn't we understand what we're inheriting?
It's not that we're complaining, but a lot of stuff is wrong, and no one hears us when we're yelling, so we put it in a song. We know that we're the future, and the future starts today, so stop telling and start listening to what we have to say.
I know that I'm a lucky one. I have all I need, but that doesn't mean life's easy for me. Nothing's guaranteed. So I'm living in the suburbs, so I go to a good school. So I'm expected to have perfect grades, be beautiful and cool. And all the while life's no fun, but with everything to everyone.
It's not that we're complaining, but a lot of stuff is wrong, and no one hears us when we're yelling, so we put it in a song. We know that we're the future, and the future starts today, so stop telling and start listening to what we have to say.
And without the problems, I'm the one that they all call. I'm the one that they lean on. They're no one at all.
But when I run into trouble and I find myself alone, everyone is the best and I call on the phone.
Sometimes I wish that I could be the reason that they talk to me.
I wish and 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 I wish. It's not that we're complaining, but a lot of stuff is wrong, and no one hears us when we're yelling, so we put it in a song. We know that we're the future, and the future starts today, so stop telling and start listening to what we have to say. We are not going anywhere until you hear us. Can you hear us yet? We are young and loud and we don't care. Do you hear us? Can you hear us yet? We are not going anywhere until you hear us. Can you hear us yet? We are young and loud and we don't care. Do you hear us? Can you hear us yet? It's not that we are not going anywhere until you hear us. Can you hear us yet? We are young and loud and we don't care. Do you hear us? It's not that we're complaining, but can you hear us? Hear us.
I have a story for you. It's about when I moved away. For my last 5 days of school, I cried all the time. My friends did too. It was the worst with my best friend. We spent every waking minute together. My last night before moving away, I walked her home so we could say our goodbyes. She hugged me, crying into my shoulder. The last words I heard her saying to me was, "Don't leave me, please." It gave me major grief. When I moved here, school was hard. I got sick, stomach aches every day. I went to the hospital once a week, it seemed. I lost my friends, my town, everything I'd grown up with. Things got better though. I had my music school. I'm still teased, but I've gotten better. I found friends, and I just keep telling myself everything happens for a reason.
Your life is one big checklist. You mark the days in pen. You make it to the weekend. You start your list again. And then one day it happens. Routine is overturned.
Your story starting over.
each other, or at us. They wondered why I ate so fast. After far too long, they finally got a divorce. And then the real fun began. Instead of fighting out in the open, it was a Cold War that left us in the middle. Here I am, trying to deal with liking someone at school who doesn't like me back. Rumors flying around on Facebook about me, trying to get good grades, and keeping secrets between my parents. Funny, no one asked me if I wanted to play this game.
Your family is your fallback, a place to run and hide. Your family is your armor against the world outside. But then your shelter shattered, and just like that one day, what used to be your haven makes you want to run away from the lies and hurt, from the unfair words, from the side that you can't take. But it happened for a reason. Didn't it happen 'cause it had to? You know it did. It happened and it's over. It's never over. It happened and you'll never be over it. So why be over it? It's part of you now, and maybe that's the reason. And sometimes someone springs up from the secrets that you keep and comes into your life and offers everything you need. And sometimes things don't work out just exactly as you planned. And sometimes dreams come crashing down and you don't understand. But it happened for a reason. Didn't it happen 'cause it had to? You know it did. It happened and it's over. It's never happened and you'll never be over it. So why be over it? It's part of you now, and maybe that's the reason. You've lived and learned now, and maybe that's the reason. It happened and it's over, and you decide the reason.
Sweetheart, what's wrong?
Oh, nothing. Yeah, nothing.
Come on, you can tell me. Is it a test or something?
No, it's...
Is it a boy?
Mom, please.
Okay. Are you just overtired? Is that what it is?
Yeah, that's it, I guess.
Okay. Well, you need to get started on your homework unless you want to wake up at 4 a.m. again.
Yeah, I know. It's done. I'll start on the homework now.
Okay. Well, let me know if you need anything, okay?
All right. God, it's been 3 years and I'm still crying about it. What's wrong with me? Missing someone who's gone is never easy. And sometimes the littlest things can bring back memories of them that can drown you. Like a song or a picture or a smell. My grandma was a sweet old lady with white shiny hair and a smile that could light up a town. Her house always had this comforting smell, like home. There was one room devoted entirely to sewing. I was in heaven in that room. I could spend hours looking at the buttons alone. In her backyard, there was a concrete ledge overlooking a hill. It had the prettiest view of a factory. Just kidding. That factory was butt ugly. But the sky around Grandma's house was always so clear and beautiful. Her neighbors would always let my sister, brother, and I come home and take home jars and jars of tadpoles. I remember watching one lucky tadpole grow up into a frog. The things you used to say, the songs you used to hum, how you loved every day, how you loved everyone, the way your kitchen smelled from the backyard in the sun. That's what I'll always remember. The time you spent with me, the way it made me feel. that was life around Granny. The smell of good food and fresh laundry, the cool wind, the slippery tadpoles, and the sewing. Until one day, in 7th grade, my mom went over to my grandma's house and she found these huge lumps on her back. That's when everything started to change. She took my grandma to a doctor to get the lumps checked out. Turns out they were cancer. Very bad cancer. They told her she had 6 months at the most to live. I often wondered what was going through my granny's mind at that moment. Was she panicking? Was she crying inside? Did she wish for more life, or did she feel at peace? Although she was physically weak, she was strong on the inside, where it counted. 3 months after her diagnosis, she couldn't drive anymore. She was having trouble walking. The cancer had started to wear my granny down. The writing on the wall, the shockwave at the start. Have you kept standing tall when we all fell apart? The way my mother wept, the way it broke my heart. That's what I'll always remember. A couple months later, I walk into school, and my best friend comes up to me and says,
I'm so sorry.
I said, for what? And she goes,
About your grandma.
what? I said.
You know, her passing.
Thanks. I didn't know how to feel at the time. At first, it just felt like nothing. But then when I got home, I felt the rage start to build up inside of me. I mean, it's bad enough to have your own grandmother die, but to hear it from your friend and not your own family just sucks. A week ago, I walked into my mom's room, and there was the smell of my granny's house. Home. And then I started to think about her, and I just broke down. What I wouldn't give to hear her laugh or just spend a day together like we used to do before. I ran into my room and I tried to quite quietly into my hands, but I couldn't stop. It just took me over. And then my mom came in. My granny's passing was really hard on my mom, and I would rather not make her more upset. So I hide my tears as best I can, curled into a ball, and I hide in my pillow. Same as always. I nod my head and I lie to her about what I'm upset about because I would rather not make her sad too. As always, I wait for my mom to leave the room, shed a few last tears, and start my homework. The things you used to say, you used to say, you used to love, you used to love every day, how you loved everyone, how I give everything I have for a minute with you, just one. That's what I'll always remember. Always missing her.
Hello, and welcome to Great Teens of History. On this special series, we will share reenactments of the lives of some of human history's greatest teenagers. When one says, great teen, one might think of Moses, Joan of Arc, or even Mozart. And truly, all of these pillars of personhood battle evils within and without before their 20th birthday. But tonight, we will take you inside the heart and soul of a true visionary. One whose early struggles with family and self-doubt later framed one of the greatest artistic careers of the last century. Yes, of course, I'm talking about PacMan.
Wait! PacMan?
Yes, PacMan. Of course, we all know him as the hero in our arcades, the canary-colored colossus who conquers his fears, real and imaginary, day by day. But PacMan, before he could face the ghosts, he had to face his inner demons. This eve I present to you the Pac family dynamic at play. Observe.
We're contractors. We've been contracted to do a job, not take a break every 5 minutes.
That's my Bill, proud of his work. All right, boys, you sit down and chat. I'll be out with dinner in a minute. It's gelatinous white orbs again.
Dad, you told that story like 15 times tonight. We get it.
Yeah, well, I hope you do, Junior. When you join me in the job site, you're not gonna be a psycho. I'm my buddy.
Yeah, about that. Dad,
What's that, son?
well, you know how I've been taking those AP Ghost and Level Design classes, right?
Nothing to the G's in our house. They exist only to destroy us, boy.
But Dad, I think I know how to defeat them. I think the secret's in fruit.
That is liberal nonsense. You're going to finish your study classes, get your diploma, and then you are going to apprentice as an electrical repairman, like my old man, your old man, and his old man. And that's it.
But Dad,
Dinner! Eat up, eat up, eat up!
I'm not hungry.
It was a dark time for PacMan. Misunderstood by his parents and abandoned by everyone, he turned to a teenager's best friend. His journal. Many half-written poems and pages of pressed flowers later, PacMan's journal was complete, but his heart was still empty. He knew what he must do. In the dead of night, PacMan packed. He left a note to his parents, begging them not to follow him, and womped off from his childhood into an uncertain future. The rest, of course, is history. PacMan's hypothesis regarding the polar reversal of ghosts' abilities was correct, and via the consumption of fruit, they were able to destroy what had once plagued their entire species. By age 20, PacMan was a legend, and arcades would never be the same again.
Wait! So, we should run away from our parents when we disagree?
Thank you for joining us tonight, and remember, if you think high school is weird, you're right. I bid you adieu.
It happened in the kitchen. It was just a normal Monday evening. Normal, like you wake up, you go to school, you come home, you watch some TV, eat some dinner, and you should be able to go to bed like your life was the same as it was last night. But this was the night that my brother left for college. I remember he came up to me and he asked,
Oh, you got a normal day of school tomorrow, right?
I told him yes, I did, and maybe I would just gone to bed if he hadn't dropped the bomb on me.
Well, guess this is it then.
Then it hit me. I was going to leave for school tomorrow. He was 18, so he was going to sleep in. And then he'd leave. He'd leave his bed, he'd leave our house. He'd leave the bedroom next to my bedroom. This was it. This was final. He'd been living in that bedroom for my whole life. It was done. We were done. Is this it then? Is this real? Can I tell you how I feel? I've been circling around this moment, inching closer day by day. Now I'm standing in your presence, and I don't know what to say. Here we stand, on the edge of pages turning, of growing up and learning. We can do this on our own. Here we stand, and although I know we'll make it through, to face the future without you, to take this path alone, is a pain I've never known. And I wish we'd never have to be grown up. Meekly, I asked him if he'd consider waking up early the next morning. He was 18, he knew what the answer was. So my last show of hope was torn away from me, just like that. Outside, I tried to remain emotionless, passive, and I tried to accept this huge burst of emotion and memory and loss that was suddenly dropped on my shoulders. So what was I to do? I gave him a hug. I went upstairs, and I cried. my dad went on a week-long business trip, but that was 10 years ago. I was only 6. We all did it. But when my brother left for the entire summer a few years ago, maybe I should have missed him a little bit more. Celebrated him the second he got home, when I saw him for the first time in 8 weeks of the O'Hare badge claim. But I didn't. The thing is that I enjoyed the summer. I enjoyed getting a little bit more attention from my parents, being a little bit more spoiled. But now, the words that come to mind are selfish and stupid, and I'm hugging the hell out of him when I saw him for the first time in 8 weeks, and I'm hugging him every day since. Now, I'm just trying to make the most of every second and minute that I have with him. But I'm too scared to even do that. So, I went back downstairs, and I tried to say, I won't let this be another time. It's just another time that I just let slip by. I can't find the words to tell you why, but they're all there inside. I want to scream and cry. Let it out, keep you here. Stop the clock, hold you near. Make it so you don't disappear. I didn't know if he knew how I was feeling when I gave him that last awkward hug and bid him good night. But I knew how I was feeling, and I still know how I'm feeling. I won't ever forget the love that I lost for myself that night. It's irreplaceable. But I can't waste time now. I can't. I just won't. I can't waste whatever the world gives me for the people that I love. Because I just lost 15 years of my brother just like that. And I can't do it again. Here we stand, on the edge of pages turning, growing up and learning, we can do this on our own. Here we stand, and although I know I'll make it through, to face the future without you, to take this path alone, is a pain I've never known, and I wish we never have to be grown up. The world sucks sometimes when you're forced to be grown up.
Do you have a vacation story? I think we all do. Or maybe it's not somewhere you actually went, but a memory of a time that you can hold close to your heart to keep when things get rough. Here's mine. My family has been vacationing in the same spot for over 50 years. And every week we're there is full of morning hikes and visiting the little local shops and lounging on the beach. And every night we're there is full of watching the sunset or singing old Grateful Dead and Beatles songs while we sit on the front porch. And every week we're not there is full of us remembering what good times we had and wondering when we ever get to go back. The summer I turned 15, I met a family with 2 kids who'd brought their friends over to spend their vacation with them. The next summer, a few more kids were added to the mix. After those days of hiking, tubing, and swimming with those people, I knew we had something special. Every night of our latest vacation, me and these 2 other guys from our group went night swimming. Even on the nights where it was in the 50s and nobody else was out, it was hard to convince us not to swim out to that little raft we love so much. Well, one of those nights it was insanely cold, but we swam out into the darkness anyway. And when we got to the raft, still recovering from that cold, hard swim, we looked up and we saw the most amazing sight. The stars were so bright, brighter than any of us had ever seen, especially in our city homes. The view was spectacular. I remember we just couldn't stop saying to each other how worth it was. When we finally swam back, it was because one of us was visibly shaking and we knew that we had to go home. But we were right. It was worth it. And every moment I spent with them are moments that I'll keep close to my heart, no matter how far away we all are. We're all wrapped up in our busy lives. Every action is a compromise. Running faster towards the great unknown. Looking back, we find ourselves alone. When the day is done and night is here,
familiar group of people in a little place by a lake where you know there's always something lovely waiting for you. Even after going there my whole life, I still don't get tired of the delicious foods or the feeling of falling asleep after a long day. And I'm so lucky to be able to go there year after year. The kids I met there taught me that the friendships you hold closest to your heart can be very far away. And they've given me a gift that I will have with me my whole life, even when it feels far away. I can say with my whole heart that I love those people. And even though our time together is short and miles apart, I hold our memories close. Blink my eyes again, the picture's gone. Time is racing, dragging me along. There is little that I wouldn't give to slow my life down so that I could live. Rushing out the door and back again. Watching sunset from nowhere. Watch the clock tick by till I'm in bed. Find a better life inside my head. Once I slow down and I breathe in and I'm floating on that water, drifting slowly. I leave reality, I'm just floating. Something had to end, the memory stays with me.
How I wish I could stay. How I wish that I could just freeze time. If I could, I'd run away with you. I know that I can't, but the memory is always mine. So hold it close, and I'll see you when I'm floating. I'm floating on that water, drifting slowly. I leave reality, I'm just floating. And though the moment had to end, the memory stays with me. We'll always be up there, you and me. We'll just be floating.
Sometimes my friends get all ticked off at me when I won't go with them when they go out. They think that spending hours putting on tons of makeup and agonizing over which outfit to wear is the best use of our time. Well, I've got one thing to say to that. Dogs. Well, I've got more than one thing. Dogs, and sunshine, and funny internet posts, and sitting home with your favorite book listening to your favorite music. Some people get their energy from others, and that's fine. But for me, when I'm alone, that's when I'm free. I wake up, head into the shower, gonna sing my head off, and I won't care about it.
My day off, living by my own rules, wearing what I wanna wear. Tell me that's not cool.
Head into the coffee shop, checking in and checking out, voting different colored socks and cheering out songs that rock.
Go ahead and say your dancing social. I don't need anyone but me today, and that's more than okay with me. Being alone isn't lonely. I'm brushing all my cares and fears away, and I'm living my own way today. Being alone isn't lonely.
You know what? I've always felt this way, and I'm not going to defend it to anyone anymore. Because to me, nothing sounds better after a long day than heading to the coffee shop, sitting down, opening up my journal, plugging my iPhone in, and just doodling away for a few hours. Does that make me mean or antisocial? I don't think so. I see you walking by the window. You want to play a duet, but today's about the solo. Don't take it wrong. It's not that I don't like you. It's just I also like my sad attempts at haiku. Got my chunky sweater on, rocking to my favorite song, writing out my life and wishing this would never end.
You can have me back tomorrow, maybe.
long now till my normal life's found me.
I breathe in as I gaze up at the stars. Feel a smile across my face as I hop into the car.
Let me go from breathing to the burning radio.
Getting there, breaking out which way I should go. Nothing standing in my way, so here I go. I don't need anyone but me today, and that's more than okay with me. Being alone isn't lonely. I'm brushing all my cares and fears away, and I'm living my way today. Being alone isn't lonely. You can have tomorrow, but today is just for me.
Hello, and welcome back to Great Teens of History.
Wait! Where's Gilmore Girls?
Gilmore Girls reruns have been canceled to bring you this special program.
Everything sucks!
Well, okay then. Hello, and welcome back to Great Teens of History, where tonight we'll examine another group of teenagers. So influential, so great, their deeds reverberate through the annals of time and are still relevant to the teenagers.
Oh my crap! Are you talking about One Direction?
No,
The Avon Brothers?
they're in their 30s.
The Avengers?
Who let you in here anyway? No! My apologies. Yes, of course, I'm talking about the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Fabled heroes of script and screen, they're famed for their prowess on the battlefield. Ah, but did you know that they fought battles of the heart as well? Well, it's true. While not fighting their mortal enemies, the Foot Clan, they struggle with normal adolescent issues, like you and I. Observe.
What up, Rat Daddy? We're home from high school.
Father. Hello, Father. And here's my chem test.
You are me.
Thanks, dude.
Up, Dad.
Raphael, what is the matter, my son?
Nothing.
Oh.
What? Nothing, Dad. Except... no one gets it!
You'll have to forgive him, Father. The untrained blobs at school were making fun of him today for being adopted.
Why did no one tell me?
I'll talk to your brother later. Now, let's eat pizza as a family.
Hello? Hey, girl. Yeah. Where are you? Yeah, sure, you can come over after. Okay, I'll tell him. Okay. 1,000 kisses. Okay, bye. What?
Nothing. Michelangelo, how was your day?
Totally ruled it until it period.
What happened?
Well, you know how John for him left high school? I didn't get him.
We will train harder next time.
You would have gotten in, though, if you didn't keep insisting on changing every line.
Stop, Don. You need more modern language to tell the story to bread, Dad.
You added "did" to every sentence.
Yeah, but
We should say, he who changed hand is a moron.
No, I will. Yeah, boo. No, but I can't say that. They're all right here. No, but okay. All right. Let me do my.
What happened after dinner?
No.
Who was that?
Dad. Nobody. I was just thinking, maybe after dinner I could do my homework, and then maybe my friend Jessica could come over, maybe.
No girls in there.
But Dad.
No girls in there.
Yes, master.
Danto, how was your day?
Pretty good, yeah.
Oh, actually, I chopped a sophomore in half at lunch.
What?
It happens. It happens. Dad, he questioned my honor as a ninja. And he stole the last chocolate milk at lunch. Okay, that's not right. I did what I had to do. But, yeah. You do have to sign something for me saying that I will not eviscerate my classmates any longer. Like, what? But also, I might have detention for it on Friday. But I'm not sure. Like, I might not.
This dishonors us.
Jessica. Yeah, tonight's not a good night. Yeah, he flipped on me honor code, you know. No, but wait. But can't we just... But Jessica! Baby! Shut up, Mikey! Thought she was the one.
She's a human. You're a mutant turtle.
She's a senior, you're a freshman. Never worked it.
I am ready to begin the healing process.
That might have been me. Wait, what? Jessica may or may not have been in the Foot Clan or mortal enemies.
Good. Why would you date a member of the Foot?
It was a mistake, okay?
Should have told Turtles must fight. Then we have dinner.
Right. On three. 1, 2, 3. Turtle power! Go, 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 go! Wow, it's like this now.
And so there you have it. A look into more of the everyday problems and struggles of some of human history's greatest teenagers. May their struggles and victories in high school serve as lessons to us all.
Wait! So if we have problems at school, we can solve them through ninja violence?
Join us next time as we examine the inner turmoil that faces teens during their swimming unit. Fare thee well.
Okay,
Sometimes you meet someone and you pretty much immediately know the two of you just aren't going to work out. Everything that comes out of their mouth seems to rub you the wrong way, and you have nothing in common. Well, sometimes you meet someone at a party, and while you're smiling and nodding at them, agreeing with everything they say, you're thinking, thank God I never have to see you again. You're a terrible person. But sometimes you meet someone and it's the exact opposite, at least for a while. I guess my story starts before I can remember, back when I was still in grade school. There was this girl in my class. We were the best of friends for years, and by 8th grade I was totally in love with her. By the time we started dating, she was fighting with almost all my other friends, and all my friends had horror stories about her. She was somehow at the same time completely apathetic and completely possessive when it came to me. I felt I got you, I felt you got me, it felt amazing when we began. It didn't matter what others told me, I didn't listen, when I should have been far away from the pain, from the lies, from the hurt, from staying with you far too long. That was the start of my own high school romance gone wrong. We started talking, we started dating, it made me happy, it made me smile. Fighting, started hating to be around. So that was how I stayed anyway, and I made myself sick of living out some women's song. As I got used to my own high school romance gone wrong. I became obsessed with being good enough for her, and depressed when it seemed like I wasn't doing everything perfectly. After 9 months of the relationship had gone by, I had begun to learn how to stand up for myself. And when I did, she didn't like it. And I tried to be there for you when you weren't for me. And I cried, wishing that things would change and be what they should have been, what they could have been, what I knew they'd never be, because you never see what you did to me. So I broke it off between us late one night, still insecure, and I was unsure that I was doing the right thing. Honestly, it was world's end at the time. I had forgotten how to survive on my own. I had realized that everyone but me had been right about her, and I had lost my best friend. It was a lot to take in all at once. And so I wised up, and then I spoke up, and then we broke up, and I broke down. It didn't matter what people told me, you were an ocean, and I had drowned. But I learned how to swim from the people who loved me, and before too long, I could look back and laugh because I know you were wrong. Today, it's been over a year since we've spoken. I found that there are so many more people in my life who are more deserving of my time. Once I stopped putting every ounce of my energy into pleasing her, I got so much closer to my old friends, and I made so many new ones. I had to learn the hard way that life doesn't end when you lose someone along the way. Sir, I still think about her sometimes. I'd be lying if I said I didn't. But I am more than just a high school love story gone wrong. I felt I got you, I felt you got me, and now it's over so long.
So there's a script right there.
These are the things we keep inside because we're told they're not real.
These are the thoughts we hide in our hearts because we're scared to let them out.
Because, in the words of parents and teachers and social workers, adults have to do things that make them uncomfortable.
Because we should just suck it up.
But sometimes it's just not that easy.
I know I need some fixing. Sometimes we all need fixing. But accepting we need fixing is the hardest thing to do.
I am absolutely 100% completely done with and don't look back, just walk by. Don't react, don't get mad, don't testify. Don't you know what they'll do when they're big boys hurt you? In kindergarten, there was one boy in my class who told us all his favorite color was pink at recess. I remember it really clearly. We were all lining up to go back inside. The girl standing a few feet to my left said that her favorite color was pink. And then he said his was too. We all stared at him because he had just said that he liked the girl color. He had broken boy code. My friends laughed. His friends assured him that his favorite color wasn't actually pink. It was blue or green, and he must be joking. Me? I just laughed, I guess. I went with the overall flow of the class attitude and said that he was weird. I didn't really understand what I was doing at that point, but now I think about it all the time.
Sticks and stones and words can hurt you, so be careful what you say. Labels, rumor, gossip, scandal flowing freely day by day. Keep your judgments to yourself and find yourself judged anyway. Sticks and stones and words can hurt you.
See, nowadays I walk down the hallway of my high school and I can practically see people shooting words into each other. Like, oh, that guy's wearing bright red pants, he must be way too overconfident. Or they're wearing a shirt with some Japanese writing on it, so they must be some kind of animator. Or she's wearing that one pretty dress from that one show at the mall, so she must be some kind of pretty popular girl. All this was one trip down the hall, listening to people whispering to each other all about it. Don't like this, don't say that, keep it on the shelf. Stay alert, stay aware, you can't be yourself. Not when everyone's watching, waiting to use words to judge.
Sticks and stones and words can hurt you, so be careful what you say. Labels, rumor, gossip, scandal flowing freely day by day. Keep your judgments to yourself and find yourself judged anyway. Sticks and stones and words can hurt you.
I was bullied in middle school, but at this point that's not even important. What is important is that when I try to tell people that, they won't believe me. They'll tell me that I'm lying, that I wasn't actually bullied. Well, now I'm in the same boat as the boy in my kindergarten class, and I can say firsthand that none of them know what I've gone through. Just like none of us knew what was going through that little boy's head when he decided to favorite color was pink. How am I supposed to know how I'm supposed to feel? I'm just a teenager. But at this point, I know I have some real problems. Because I've taken their words, their labels, and placed them on myself. I can't do that forever.
Sticks and stones and words can hurt you, so be careful what you say. Labels, rumor, gossip, scandal flowing freely day by day. Keep your judgments to yourself and find yourself judged anyway. Sticks and stones and words can hurt you. Sticks and stones and words have hurt me.
I am absolutely, completely, 100% done with words. Hello, and welcome back.
To great teens.
What's with the beard?
How did you get back in here?
My high school is right down the street.
Then why aren't you there?
It's Saturday. Duh.
Of course. Anyways, welcome back to great teens of history, where tonight we'll explore the Batman.
He's not even real.
Oh, but he is, and he was. And before he could save the streets of Gotham, young Batman had to clean up the Gotham of his youth.
That's so lame. I'm out of here.
Anyways, without any further distractions, I present to you Teen Batman.
I am troubled. What are we to do if the evil of Gotham is left unchecked? Also, it's been like 2 weeks and no one has announced a homecoming.
Holy, no dates, Batman, you're right. But aren't we supposed to be asking?
Batman does not ask girls out. They must come to me.
Well, can Robin ask girls out? Because I kind of want to
Robin does what Batman does.
But
Excuse me, sir, but it is my great pleasure to inform you that your tater tots are ready. Also, you've got a call on the line.
Awesome. Thanks, Alfred. I'll take the call and the video off, please.
Very good, sir.
The Joker! That's right! Bat crap, or should I say, Barfman!
Alexis, where does he find some ways to twist my name? What do you want, Joker?
Oh, nothing. Just stopping by my local neighborhood losers on the eve of their imminent defeat. I've got a surprise for you. You've got 3 guesses.
ooh, is it candy?
Hush, sweet Robin. We both know it's never candy.
You ask him though.
No! Enough with the jokes, Joker! Is it candy?
Not at all, lamos. That's guess number 1. 2 more until I hang up, and then you'll never know what the secret is.
Really, Joker? Gotham won't stand for it.
Hush, sweet Robin! You're playing into his madness!
He's just so mean.
I know! He is a goober.
Come on, Batman. The bats and the bird are delaying my time and delaying my Chem Fizz homework. Come on, I'm really guessing less with the stressing.
Fine! Have you planted a bomb somewhere downtown Gotham?
A fine idea, but nope. One more try.
Ooh, is it a surprise candy?
Your guesses are up. It is time for me to go.
No!
Unless
what?
Unless you say, I'm Buttman while I record you. Ah, see what I did there?
No, Dice Joker! You're insane!
Not too bad, then I guess you'll never know what the surprise is.
No, wait! I'll do it.
No, Batman, don't do it. You'll be the joke of the school.
I know, Robin.
You're my ride to school.
I know, Robin. This nefarious evil might be of my undoing, but Gotham needs a hero, and I swear by these pots that I will be the hero that she needs.
You inspire me.
Boring! Come on, little bat, let's play.
Fine. I'm ready.
Yay! Okay, here we go. 1, 2, 3.
I am Buttman.
Ah, yes!
Enough with the jokes, Joker. Now tell us your secrets.
Oh, fine, sourpuss. So I have to tell you that Susan from gym class is going to homecoming with me. Doodles!
Alexis!
Jiminy Cricket's Batman, what are we gonna do?
All is lost.
All is never lost, son. Unless you die and literally lose everything like me.
Oh, Tom, it was so dramatic. But we're trying to... We're here to help son.
Tell me what to do.
You got to save your reputation, boy. Think. Innovate. Buzzwords.
Oh, Thomas, always a businessman. There's more than one way to skin a cat, dear.
But there's no way to skin this. No days have come forward. I am alone.
I'm your Batman. Also, you're talking to a wall. I'm gonna go get Alfred.
He is right, son. You can still go to the homecoming dance. As friends.
Bring a friend to a dance? That sounds crazy.
Crazy enough to work, Bruce.
Fine, I'll do it. For Gotham.
Forget Gotham, son. Think of our name. The Wayne name.
Whatever you do will be for the best, son. Although it would be kind of lame if you didn't go to homecoming, so it's like, I don't know.
You're right. I'll do it. For Gotham. Thanks, man, Mom, Dad. Alfred, do them all.
As you can see, all of these teens faced incredible barriers in their lives. but it was how they reacted to these problems and responded that made them great teens of history. The legend of PacMan and Robin was forged in the fires of righteousness and the bonds of friendship, and grew ever stronger that fateful day at the homecoming dance.
Oh, geez, Batman, why don't you wear the pink dress?
Forgot them, Robin! Forgot them! Now, friend, let's dance! Eileen!
So if we have problems at school, we should give it to bullying and do anything to be liked?
Thank you, everyone, and have a very teenage tomorrow.
Soulmate is something that's hard to define. It's something that everyone is constantly searching for, despite not being able to articulate what it is until they find it. In the past couple of years, there were times I thought I had found my soulmate. People who reminded me of myself, or who would stay up all night talking about anything and everything with me. But it was never the real thing. I realized that what I thought was finding a soulmate was really just being a teenager. And I had a soulmate, a real soulmate, all along. I met my best friend in elementary school. Our parents were friends in college, so I like to think that we were somehow fused together before we were even born, and that the way we are now exists in part because our parents were the same way. Anyway, we met in elementary school, and we've been the best of friends ever since. We've had so many good times together, from watching movies and eating popcorn, or having long late-night chats, telling each other our secrets and knowing that the other would understand and try to help. If you ever find yourself in search for a soulmate, stop and consider that maybe it isn't the guy from bio that you have a crush on, or that one girl you saw on the street the other day. But maybe it's the person who's never failed to be at your side, the person whose you've never questioned their ability to help you out. Soulmate doesn't have to be romantic. Soulmate isn't all rom-coms and novels. All soulmate needs is love. And I'm happy to say that I found it. Sometimes I think of what it would be like to tell her that. Would it be weird? I've been thinking, and I have something that I need to say. This is awkward, I'm anxious, but here I go anyway. I feel it's real whenever you're around. I don't know how I'd feel at all if I didn't hear the sound of your voice. It comforts me like warm chai tea or a purring laptop cat, and I totally love you. Not like that. Oh my God! What, is that weird? Am I weird?
Girl, I feel the same way. When you're with me, I feel giddy, and I know I'm alive. We're so stupid, we're almost 20, but we act like 5. And I can't believe I haven't told you a million times before. Been the best of friends to me, but really so much more. I can't go to bed until we've had our late night chats, and I totally love you. Not like that. But what we have is more than any smelly boy can give me. What we have is extraordinary, and I hope that you'll agree. You'll have to take my word for it, 'cause there's no good card at Walgreens that says how much you mean without getting super creepy. When we're much older, I hope we're roomies in a condo of our own. And we'll share makeup, and we'll swap movies.
They go from cartoons and blowing bubbles and endless summer to college and coffee shops and driving myself places and being the last one to go to bed at night in the apartment. Life has changed so much and it's moving so fast. What stays? Well, I've been making music with the same group of people now for a few years. The most important years of our lives. Every time we show a performance or we learn a new song, every time we sit around a piano and just play, it takes us back and brings us forward. It's the wave that we've been carried on. We went from being kids to being slightly older kids to being thrown into adulthood with the same group of kids all feeling the same thing. And we might forget old wounds, old fights, who we liked in 5th grade, but no matter where we go after this year, those songs that we made their songs will always go with us.
There's a lot I could say about growing up. There are a lot of negatives and a lot of uncertainties. And recently, those unknowns have been plaguing me. They rage across my mind and torment me with the promise of a potentially unpleasant future. Especially now that I'm considering colleges and what I'm going to be doing with the rest of my life, the nightmares have become more frequent and even more extreme. They've morphed from vague fears about the future into complete horror scenes, where I don't even get into college, and if I do, I don't survive it. On a recent college visit with my mom, we pulled off at a rest stop off I-74, and the first thing I noticed was the swing set. All I wanted to do was swing on that swing set in the glory of September sun. And that's exactly what I did. Right there on the side of the highway, I stopped and I swung. I closed my eyes and applied the skills I learned in kindergarten. You know, pull your arms, pump your legs. And suddenly, I was going higher and higher, and I could feel the sun on my face and the wind in my hair. And I realized that even though I was literally on the highway to my future, on the cusp of adulthood, I could stop and pull over and enjoy pastime of my early childhood. And it crystallized the idea that everyone had been trying to tell me. You know, you don't just stop being a kid. When you go off to college, you're not giving up the comfort of your parents' home. You are not saying goodbye to all your childhood friends for good. You know that poem about two roads? Well, that was my two roads moment. I wish I could tell all my friends it'd be okay. I've been thinking about what I should say. Two roads occurred in my life and I don't have the time to wonder why I didn't see this happen from far away. Two roads will take their distance fast. One is my future, one my past. The only thing more frightening than leaving is to stay. And take a moment, weigh my
just children, right?
Things haven't always been easy for us.
Just because we're young doesn't mean we haven't experienced pain, or sorrow,
Or joy.
or love, or doubt.
Or fear.
It hasn't been fun or fair, but we've made it.
And we're gonna keep getting stronger and smarter.
Even though some of us are dorks.
And maybe we always will be.
Things have happened that have been unfair and wrong.
Things that shouldn't have happened. But we're still standing.
Family is more than a social construct, more than a label, more than blood. Because you can take all those things away and still find people who will make you smile, who will always have your back, who will look at you like you're a worthwhile human being, even after seeing you at your very worst, after hearing your most unkind words.
Family gives you the last cookie, teases you mercilessly about your crushes, and always, always stands by you when you feel like you aren't worth anything.
We're lucky enough to have family by choice.
I chose them.
They chose me.
And together, we're strong. Life tried to stop us. We tried to stop ourselves, but we're still standing anyway.